What's up, you guys? I'm Dan. This is Frugal Not Cheap. Got a new update that's supposed to add a lot of smoothness. We're going to go on a drive today with FSD version 12.5.4.2. Well guys, so Tesla is supposed to be internally launching FSD version 13 to employees, but this is really going to be just a hardware 4 or AI4 build at the beginning. They're fully utilizing all of the high resolution cameras and all of the capacity of the AI4 computer in order to do that build, and then hopefully later on down the line they're going to do some kind of distillation that will allow it to work on older cars that have hardware 3 like mine. So we'll keep an eye on for that. But in the meantime, what we got here on legacy Model S and X like mine, AI3 cars, is 12.5.4.2. And this brings basically two kind of improvements, and they're both related to smoothness. So one is that they finally fixed an old bug that's been there for years, apparently, according to Ashok, that was causing a jittery representation of vehicles in the UI. So you'll see that on the instrument cluster when we go for a ride today, I think. And then the other one is just general, we're getting reports of general increased smoothness in the driving as well. So we'll see how FSD performs for us. We're going to go over to H Mart, which is a Korean grocery store here in Plano. And it is kind of a rainy day, so that might be good in terms of the contrast so you can see what's going on the screens. And it also, if it's a little drizzly and stuff, could present a little bit of a challenge for FSD. So we'll see how that goes. But before we get going here, just so you can see, this is the version we're on, again, 12.5.4.2. There's a navigation data update that's supposed to be coming out, but I haven't gotten it yet. So hopefully that'll improve things even more when the nav data update comes out. But I think we'll still do well, hopefully, with what we've got on board. So without further ado, let's hit the road. Okay, FSD is activated. Hopefully you'll be able to see what's going on screen here. Nice and smooth through the gate, no problems there. A little bit of a jerky steering wheel there for a second as we took that left turn, but things are looking okay now. Whoa. Yeah, the roads are so bumpy here. I'm going to try to keep the camera steady for you guys, but it's a bit tricky. Lots of cones. Did a really good job going around all those cones. That's the automatic wipers that came on, so that's working well. Luckily avoided a pothole over there. I think that was just luck, but I'm still glad we avoided it. Okay, we're going to be taking a left turn here. But yeah, that worked out well. I don't know if you can tell, but definitely to me, the vehicles are a lot smoother there, moving around on the UI. It's particularly noticeable when you're at an intersection and seeing the cross traffic. But I think just in general, yeah, you can see it here. Really much smoother animations there. So I don't know what was going on before, but I'm glad that they fixed it, and it's looking good now. So far so good. We smoothly got into this left-hand lane here, and yeah, I'm happy. I do, by the way, have my hand on the wheel at all times. That keeps the nag gone. There's no interior camera on a legacy Model S or X like mine, and so you do have to continue to put a little torque on the wheel, otherwise it will nag you to pay attention. With the newer cars with the interior camera, they can kind of see if you've got your eyes on the road, and so that's, I think, kind of a cool experience. I hope eventually we're going to have nag-free FSD on legacy vehicles as well, and I'm sure it'll come once the cars are driving so well that the super rigid supervision's not necessary anymore. So that was a nice smooth turn, and we got this indicator going to change lanes, but we're kind of going slow about it. I was probably confused because this guy's got his turn signal on, but he's not going very fast, and he's just kind of hanging out in this middle lane. That's my guess anyway. It's always funny when people do stuff like that. Forget that their signal's on. and they're going pretty slow actually. It says right lane closed, but I don't see any indication that that's true. All right, here I might have to intervene. This is a school zone, 20 mile an hour, and yeah, we're not seeing any signs of slowing. So that is one disengagement here, because there's no way to set a different speed, unfortunately. You really just have to disengage the system when you're using the auto speed setting, which I am. There is another setting where you can kind of manually set the speed, but I'm not using that. I find it usually does a good job, except for the school zone issue. So we're almost at the spot where we can resume the 40 mile an hour speed limit and school zone will be out. So we'll go ahead and reactivate the system now. So that's unfortunate, but it's good that we can see, all the issues here that FSD still has. You might remember my last drive, we had an issue where, I'd set the pin at a particular area of the parking lot and the car got confused trying to get to that pin. So yeah, that didn't work out too well. It got us to the destination sort of, but didn't quite get us to the pin. And now we see another thing that Tesla still has to work on, which is these school zone kind of time-based, sign-based speed correction. So hopefully that's coming in the future, because that's definitely going to be necessary. Okay, I'd say the wipers are kind of they're going a little bit too much when the windshield is relatively dry, like that last one wasn't really necessary. But I think it has to do with the fact that when you set off from a stop, that it tends to turn on the wipers. We are getting a little indication here that full self-driving may be degraded due to poor weather. A lot of times you get that indication, but you don't actually notice anything wrong. So things are going quite well, I'd say quite smoothly here, except for that speed issue with the school zone. Okay. Very smooth. Yeah, I would say that I do think that in general, the car is driving more smoothly than it did with 12.5.4.1. And for the most part, I haven't had any trouble. This will be, I think, my second, well, I guess it depends how you cut it. I went out and drove to a place and then back home. Well, yeah, to dinner and then back home afterwards too. So I've had a small amount of experience on this version, but not a whole lot. I do have to report that I did have a slowdown at a green light, which was not appropriate. I had to hit the accelerator. So that was an intervention, not a disengagement. And then I had one disengagement also where it wasn't gauging the speed of cross traffic coming from the left as we were about to take a right turn onto a main road. And it hesitated, like it inched out, then hesitated. If it had just gone from the very beginning, we would have been fine. But because it hesitated, then the car actually ended up having to change lanes so that it wouldn't be anywhere close to us. So again, this is another instance where its overcautiousness becomes dangerous. And so, hopefully that's going to get trained out as the system gets better and better over time. Okay, next thing that's going to come up is a left turn in half a mile. So hopefully we're going to get positioned to do that. And there you go, just as I said it, we moved lanes over here. So that was very nice. You can see that this middle lane's crowded and we moved over again. So that was also a good choice, I think, especially because we're now 0.3 of a mile before our left turn. Let's take a look real quick here. I do kind of wish you could set this to show up automatically. You can see what we're going to do there is take a left up there on K Avenue. In fact, maybe we'll keep that up just so that we can see a little bit better here what its decision making is. I think that'll be easier for you guys to see than what's going on over here probably. Okay, here we go. That guy, wow. Crossed all 4 lanes, going like 2 miles an hour. Anyway, it's fine. But okay, a little bumpy here with the railroad, but all good. We gotta take a left turn here. Either lane will work. So we'll see what she decides to do. She decides to take the inside lane. Okay, again, the FSD degraded thing, but no issues. And good job there. It followed the dashed line, which worked out well as a follow the guide. I like that. That was a good turn. Very smooth too, very smooth. Oh, what's going on up there? Oh, we got a real challenge here for FSD coming up here. Lane's closed. Oh, nice! We got out of it plenty early. That's cool. I am really, really happy about that. I thought we were going to get stuck there until I realized at the last minute, hey, I got to get out of here. But we got out of that lane pretty quickly. And, ooh, beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, that was great. That's pretty much what I would have done. I think, maybe a little less hesitancy. I would have done things a little bit earlier. But man, that was great, and definitely an improvement over what I've seen in the past. So along with the smoothness, maybe there's some improved handling of these kind of weird situations, which would make sense because the Model 12.5 is supposed to be a heck of a lot bigger than the 12.3 model. So we shall see. All right, this is one way to get to H Mart. Let's see, we got a pedestrian here. Not sure what we're gonna do here. Oh, okay. All right, I see what we're doing now. All right, yeah, I should have looked at the nav. Yeah, this is one. We could have come in on this entrance, but this is what the nav told the car to do, so the car's gonna do what the nav says to do. And so here we go. Looks like we're pretty much gonna end up over by the entrance. And so that'll be just fine. Oh, tree fell there. But we neatly avoided that, so that was good. Yeah, the pin's over there right by the entrance. And, thinking of this as a robo-taxi, if it stops over there, then I'll say job well done. Absolutely. Okay, it's hesitating because there's some pedestrians here on my left. We can see some more pedestrians here as well. But yeah, pretty much it got us to the pin. It got us where we need to go. All right, it's signaling. Is it going to turn? Oh, the car got confused there. So I'm going to go ahead and take over here. But it did its job. It got us to the pin. And then I don't know exactly what I was going to do. Maybe try to find a place to park or something. I'm not sure, but I'm going to park where I like to park. Which is a little bit different than where it likes to park. And man, this place is busy right now, huh? There it is. All right. Yeah, quite busy. There was a car behind me, but still, it was kind of, I don't know, odd the way it hesitated there and then was kind of meandering about a little bit. All right, guys, so we definitely made it to our destination, to the grocery store. A little bit of awkwardness there again with, what to do right at the end after it kind of finishes its route. Had the same issue as you might remember at the park last time. But aside from having to take over to make sure we didn't break the law and speed in the school zone, everything went really, really smoothly. I'm happy about the smoothness of the animations there on the instrument cluster, and I'm also really happy about the smoothness of the drive. So definitely continue to see progress here. and it's nice to see with version 12 continuing to make progress, and fingers crossed that we'll get version 13 sometime on this legacy Model X in the future, Model S in the future, and continue to see even further improvement. Another thing I'm hoping for, they didn't mention in their last update, but actually Smart Summon should be coming to legacy vehicles this quarter. At least this is what they said back in September, I think. Anyway, it's been a little while they've been working on it, so hopefully that is still coming. Fingers crossed. Of course, as soon as anything new comes out, I'll be making a video to post up here for you guys to check out. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.